Good morning, first of all. So I think we started discussion related to tax in the last session. So, but our subject is totally direct taxation. First, we need to go with the what ma? Taxation. That means total paper number 7 introduction. Our part is 7A, that is direct tax. Okay, first point we discussed about meaning of tax. Can you define the tax meaning ma? Fees or amount charged or collected by whom? Government. So by using this word you can easily understood that. So tax can be collected only by government. So now, sir, if any tax imposed by the government, it is a mandatory payment from public point of view or voluntary? Mandatory or obligatory? It is not a voluntary. Example, if any orphanage home is asking the donation from you, that is completely what voluntary. Okay, if I am interested, I can give, otherwise, no. But if any tax needs to be paid by the person, that is an what payment obligatory, mandatory. Pakka we need to pay. Next, here we need to know about the what do you mean by the government. Government means central government, state government, and less than the state government we have what government? Local self government. That is only we can call it as an local authorities. That is only we can call it as an local authorities. Village level government is called as what panchayat. Village upper level is what town. Town government we can call it as an municipality. City level what corporations. Now who can impose the tax panchayat also, municipality also, corporation also, state government also, central government also can impose the tax from the public. Now, so for knowing the some more points related to taxation, we refer the Constitution of India. I think in your childhood maybe you know about the Constitution of India, fundamental rights, etc. Now entire Constitution of India we need to read are only 2 articles only 2 articles. So every act having section, subsection, clauses, subclauses, like Constitution of India having that what article numbers. Out of that article, how many articles we need to refer? Only 2. What are the 2 Article number 265, article number 246. So this is a fresh discussion or already completed discussion we are revising? Already this discussion completed. Now we are revising. Okay. So article number 265 says that if government wants to collect the tax, that needs to be supported by what law. If any act or law or statute is there, then only government can collect the what tax. So this is definitely the bouncer for government only. Sir, can I collect the tax? No, because there is no support for collecting the tax by what law. So now government always wants to frame the laws as per article number 246. So here if government wants to collect the tax, definitely they need to frame what law. How to frame the laws? Definitely for that Constitution of India given the clarity in which article article number 246. Article number 246 says that yes parliament and the state legislature have an power to make the laws. Parliament means at which level central government level. State legislature means assembly. This is what yes state government. So that means who can frame the laws regarding collection of tax Parliament and the state legislature means central government as well as state government has an power to make the laws. Next point if you open the Constitution of India articles, in the last session clearly we seen the total Constitution of India. If you open the article number 246, many schedules are there but we need to concentrate on which schedule 7th schedule having how many lists 3 lists. So list 1 name is list 1 or union list, list 2 or state list, list 3 is nothing but what concurrent list. So whatever the laws are already framed by the central government or parliament that having the place in which list union list. We refer the total number of laws are already framed by the parliament and central government also. Second list nothing but what ma, in this list whatever the state governments are framed the laws, that all the things are placed in this list. Combinedly state government and the central government, if any laws are framed, that having the place in list 3. Now if you open the Constitution of India, yes ma, if you open the what ma, Constitution of India, yes ma, this is only the Constitution of India, 7th schedule, which list ma, list 1. Yes, 7th schedule to the article number 246, list 1. How many laws are already framed? These are all having the list. But now our Income Tax Act 1961 entered into this list at that entry number what ma, 82. We can collect the tax on any income except what ma, agricultural income. So nothing but what is that entry number for that our income tax in that union list or list 1 ma, entry number 82. That only we written here, entry number 82. Before that Income Tax Act 1961, how many entries are there? 81 are there. We don't want to remember what are the 81 laws are already framed by the central government, not required also. But for us only we have to refer the what ma, entry number 82. This is an 2 marks important MCQ. So this law says that tax on income other than which income? Agricultural income. That means if any agricultural income is there, that is taxable or exempt? Exempt. No need to collect the tax on agricultural income, but on other incomes are taxable. Example, I have an salary income, that is taxable. I have an business income, taxable. I have an house property rental income, taxable. But which income is not taxable ma? Agricultural income. Okay, next we discussed the what is the purpose or objective behind the collection of tax. Who are collecting the tax ma? Government. From whom ma? Public. Again that amount is utilized for whom ma? Public. So example, what are the objectives ma? Social objectives. Example, in order to give the support to the poor persons, we are doing these social objectives. Subsidy, that means ration shops. Yes, ration shop, Anna canteens, etc. These are all the things are what ma? Subsidies. So for manufacturing industries, etc., we are giving the grant, nothing but we are giving the cash support also. So power facilities to the farmers, etc. These are all are what ma? Social objectives. That means whatever the tax collected by the government, that is utilized for which objectives ma? Social. Next, economical objectives, nothing but it is a development objectives ma? So roads construction, dams, railways, defense, etc. Many others are also there. Simply here we are collecting from the public and we are utilizing also for public. So here the government will be acting as an what ma? Mediator. Government will be acting as an what ma? Mediator. Shall we start next one ma? Yes, types of taxes. Can you tell me how many types of taxes we have ma? 2. One is an direct taxes. Another one is what ma? Indirect tax. Yes sir, many of you are not at all refer the last section. If you refer this last one, these are all are becomes very easy. Afternoon you have enough time. So just I think 2 hours discussion is there. First class and second class. If you followed the 2, definitely you can follow everything. Don't think about sir, I didn't understood what you are saying also, because they are already spent 2 to 3 hours in the earlier classes. So now they are understanding all the things. But in your case, you have to refer that all earlier lectures. In YouTube already the 2 lectures are there, you can watch it. Okay, both of you and sorry, 3 of you. No. So can you define the what do you mean by the direct tax ma? If any tax collected on what ma? Income earned by a person. I am earning the salary income. On that if any tax collected, that is called as what ma? Direct tax. So one example, Mr. A having the salary income, now he is paying the tax to whom? Government. Who is paying the tax ma? Mr. A. And burden also will be in the hands of Mr. A. From his own pocket he is giving the tax to the government. That's why burden also in the hands of whom? Mr. A. So now I am defining the meaning in another way. So it isn't one meaning. What is it meaning, ma? If any tax collected on income earned by a person, it is called as what, ma? Direct tax. But now I am saying, if payment and burden is these two things are lies in the hands of same person, that is also called as what, ma? Direct tax. Payment is lies in the hands of same person, burden also lies in the hands of same person. That's why these two are falls in the hands of same person. The type of tax is what, ma? Direct tax. And one example of direct tax, you know what is that, ma? Income tax. So nothing but taxes can be classified into two types, but can you tell me one example of direct tax, ma? Income tax. Can you tell me, for knowing the income tax, we need to refer which law, ma? Income Tax Act, which year? 1961. This is only our entire syllabus, ma. We need to refer Income Tax Act 1961 provisions as well as problems slowly. Now, can you define indirect tax, ma? Can you define indirect tax? Tax collected on supply of goods or services, simply sale of goods or sale of services. And import and export of goods. Import means what, ma? Outside India to India. Export means what, ma? India to outside India. If any tax collected on that, that is called as what, ma? Indirect tax. So I want to define that indirect taxes in another way. Refer, Mr. A wants to purchase the Lux soap, ma. Now he is paying the how much amount to the Lux company? 52. 50 is an sale price of this Lux soap, and 2 rupees is paying for what, ma? Tax. Now Lux company will pay how much amount of tax to the government, ma? 2 rupees. Now who are paying the tax to the government, ma? Lux company. But ultimately who having the burden, ma? From whose pocket the 2 rupees is collecting, ma? Mr. A. Payment in the hands of one person, burden in the hands of another person. Now this type of taxes is called as what, ma? Indirect taxes. Some examples of indirect taxes, what are that, ma? GST, supply of goods and services, on that we can collect the goods and service tax. And import and export related, what is the duty, ma? Customs duty. These two are examples of what, ma? Indirect taxes. Now I am defining the total meanings in two ways, ma. First one, yes, ma, direct tax, indirect tax. Now I am defining that again in the point of view of, ma? Payment and the burden point of view. I explain the definition again. In exam you can write any one of the definition you want. Now summary, I think direct tax example is what, ma? Income tax. Indirect tax example what, ma? GST, customs duty. GST is levied on what, ma? Supply of goods and services. Customs duty, exports and imports. Now last point for introduction. What is that, ma? Last points for introduction. Remote iva. అరే బ్యాక్ కింద పెట్టుకోరా, దానిలో ఎందుకురా? ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? బోనాలని ఏమన్నా తెచ్చావేంటి? తెల్లది కదా. Now last point, ma. You can write it down. Differentiations between or differences between direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax and indirect tax. Differentiations between direct tax and indirect tax. Again we can write similarly, ma. So always if they are asking the differentiation, you have to write that all the things in a two ways. First you have to put the heading related to what, ma? Direct tax. Second, indirect tax. Differentiations always you have to write in this way, ma. Now first differentiation, what we can write, ma? Any idea? Meaning. Yes, ma. Meaning is one differentiation you can write. Can you define the meaning of, yes, ma, direct tax and indirect tax, ma? First one, if any tax collected on income earned by a person, that is called as what, ma? Direct tax. If any tax collected on supply of goods and services, import and export of goods, that is called as what, ma? Indirect tax. So I want to know the definition from the point of view of what ma payment and burden. Again you can write the one more point ma payment and burden. So payment and burden. Can you tell me in these direct taxes in the hands of same person or different person? Same person. In the hands of same person. Okay. In the hands of same person. Next, payment and burden. Yes ma. Now next one ma payment and burden. In the hands of whom? Different person. In the hands of different persons. Super. In the hands of different person. Next, can you tell me third differentiation what we can write ma? Examples we can write. Sir, direct tax example is what ma? Income tax. Only one thing is practically is there, income tax. In final level I will tell you one more tax but not required right now. Next ma GST. Super. GST and customs duty. Now last, before one I want to tell you D. Very important MCQ ma. Always direct taxes are progressive in nature. What is that ma? Progressive in nature. Progressive in nature. Now if I am asking the same thing in the indirect tax, that is on what ma? Regressive in nature. Progressive, regressive. No. Can I say simple ma? Okay. Suppose Vodbhav having the 1 lakh income in his hand. 1 lakh income. On income, if any tax collected, that is called as what ma? Direct tax. Now Vodbhav having how much ma? 1 lakh. Okay. My case, I having 10 lakh. Bhaskar having how much ma? 10 lakh. Now Ambani having the billions of money. Can we levy the same type of tax on these three persons? Okay, in Vodbhav hands 1 lakh only, we can give the no tax. Now in my hands I have how much ma? 10 lakh. So minimum levy of tax can be collected or minimum tax can be collected. In the hands of Ambani, billions of money is there. Now we can collect the more and more tax. Simply here we are creating the differentiation between the whom are rich and poor. If you are earning the more and more income, the tax also will be what ma? Increased. If you are earning the more and more income, Vodbhav is there. So here Vodbhav, nothing but 1 lakh only income. So Bhaskar, 10 lakh. Ambani, high level. If income increases, what is in increasing automatically ma? Tax also will increase. So this is only the simply here we are showing the differentiation between the rich and poor. Yes ma, progressive in nature means nothing but what ma? If income increases, what will be increases automatically ma? Tax also will increase automatically. So that means simply we can say there is a, yes ma, there is a difference between rich and poor. There is a difference between rich and poor. Are you clear? So Vodbhav considered as a poor, no need to pay tax. Bhaskar is a middle person, that's why we can collect some amount of tax. But in the hands of Ambani, he is a rich person, we can collect the more and more type of taxes. Now, progressive in nature, okay. But regressive means, I will tell you simple example. Okay. If Vodbhav going to the shop for purchasing the Lux soap, what is the price they will say ma? 50 to 2 rupees tax. If Bhaskar goes to the same shop also, they will say the same price. If Ambani entered into the shop and if he purchased also, they will collect the same. That means here, if rich person purchased also 2 rupees tax, if poor person purchased also 2 rupees tax, that's why here there is no differentiation between rich and poor. Remember, in direct taxes, always we are showing the difference between rich and poor. Regressive means here there is no differentiation between rich and poor. Yes, I will give you time, ma. Please listen. There is no difference between rich and poor. If you are selling one soap, you have to pay the 2 rupees tax. That 2 rupees you are required to collect from whom? Public only, nothing but here customer. Company needs to pay the tax. But from whom they are collecting? Customer. Next, one more thing. So are you understood the difference? Progressive in nature. This is on what? Regressive. Simply progressive means what? There is no difference between rich and, progressive means there is a difference between rich and poor. Here regressive means there is no difference between rich and poor. ఒక్క ముక్క కూడా అర్థం కావట్లేదా? అర్థమవుతుందా నీకురా? పర్లేదురా చెప్పరా నీకురా తేజ నీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదా? ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తావు అంటే ఆఫ్టర్ క్లాస్, ఓకే, ఆ క్లాసెస్ చూసి నా పర్సనల్ నెంబర్ గ్రూప్లో ఉంటుంది, నాకు స్క్రీన్ షాట్ పెట్టాలి. అది చూసినప్పుడు మనకి యూట్యూబ్ వీడియో రెడ్ మార్క్ అలా పాస్ అవుతూ వస్తుంది తెలుసు కదా, వీడియో వాచ్డ్ ఆర్ నాట్ వాచ్డ్ అని, అది నాకు కనిపించాలి. నువ్వు లాస్ట్కి తీసుకెళ్ళి అడిగితే నేను క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతా. అవి చూడకుండా ఫర్దర్ క్లాస్లో అర్థం అవ్వమ్మా, ఓకేనా? అవి చూసిన తర్వాత అర్థం కాలేదు అంటే నేను ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడతాను, ఓకేనా? 2 hours, ఇంకొక 10 రోజుల తర్వాత అనుకో 10 క్లాసులు ఉంటాయి, 2 or 3 classes. ఇంకొక 10 రోజుల తర్వాత అయితే 10 క్లాసులు ఉంటాయి, ఇంకెప్పటికీ చూడలేరు, వెనకబడిపోతారు. సండే నేను కావాలంటే మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను, కానీ ఆల్రెడీ చూస్తే అసలు నీకు ఇవన్నీ సింపుల్గా అయిపోతాయి. వీళ్ళకే అర్థమైనప్పుడు నీకెందుకు అర్థం కాదనేది ఒక క్వశ్చన్ చేయి, ఓకేనా? నువ్వు కూడా సేమ్, నేను మీ అక్కకి మెసేజ్ చేసేస్తా డైరెక్ట్గా, ఇక దానిలో మొహమాటం ఏం లేదు. మీ అమ్మకి మీ అక్కకి చేస్తా, మీ నాన్నకి చేసేస్తా డైరెక్ట్గా. నైట్ కాల్ చేసావు చూసావా, నువ్వే మీ నాన్నకి ఇచ్చావు. సో నాకు తక్కువ మెంబర్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ ఫుల్ కంట్రోల్ ఉంటుంది, జాగ్రత్త. ఓకే, నాకు ఒక సర్కిల్ ద్వారా వస్తాయి అడ్మిషన్స్, ఎక్కడ నేను చేయను ప్రమోషన్ అనేది, బట్ నా ఎఫర్ట్స్ నేను పెడతాను. బట్ మీ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో మీ ఇద్దరికి డౌట్ లేదు, తనకి డౌట్ లేదు, మీ ఇద్దరికి డౌట్ ఉండొచ్చు. ఈరోజు రీజన్ ఏంటి? ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ కాబట్టి, అందుకే నేను ఫస్ట్ 15 minutes అదంతా లేపుకొని మళ్ళీ వచ్చాను, ఓకే? బట్ నౌ we can enter differentiations. What are the differentiation? First you can write the meaning. Second one, payment and burden point of view you can write. Next, example. Next, what is the nature? Progressive one, regressive one. Progressive means there is a difference between rich and poor, and regressive means there is no difference. Now one more point I want to add, E point. Yes, point number E. Okay, senior citizen is there. Senior citizen means whom? Who can be called as a senior citizen? Normally in bus also, metros also we can see word of senior citizen. Old age fellows only, simply. If any person having the more than or equal to 60 years of age. How many years? 60. More than or equal to 60 years of age, either male or female, totally we can call as whom? Senior citizen. Okay, one senior citizen person having the some amount of income, salary income example, and one young fellow having the 10 lakh income. One young fellow means nothing but 20 years person. Can we collect the same type of taxes in the hands of the two persons? No. Here in direct taxes, always we want to give the age factor. Sir, 60 years more means he is already paying the taxes for how many years? Nearly 40 or 50 years. From his teenage to 60 years, he is already paying the tax. That's why we want to give some relaxations to the age factor. So now, can you tell me? We are giving the example senior citizen. Can you tell me what do you mean by the senior citizen, ma? Who having the age more than or equal to 60 years. Now, I want to add one more point, ma. Super senior citizen or very senior citizen. Any idea? You know, senior citizen means having the age more than or equal to how many years, ma? 60 years. Now, very or super senior citizen is having more than or equal to, can you guess, ma? 70. Okay, plap. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Anything also okay, ra. I don't want to scold you. 90, okay. 65, 80. So remember, all you are definitely good, ra. Why? You are saying more than 60. That's happy for me. Because super means okay, very means definitely it is more than 60. The type of thinking you have, na, that's enough for me. So remember, how many years, ma? 80 years. That is a standard we have to remember. Normal senior citizen means how many, ma? 60 or more. Remember, or more. 60 years if you have also, you are a senior citizen. Super or very senior citizen means how many years, ma? 80 or more. So now in direct taxes, always we have to consider the age factor. Yes, ma. What is that factor we have to consider? Age factor. In first chapter, I will tell you how to consider the age factor also. What is a factor we have to consider, ma? Age factor considered in which taxes, ma? Direct taxes now. Okay. So I have a 4 years daughter. So now I am given the some amount of money to her and I am directing her to purchase the Lux soap from the one shop. Can you tell me how much of tax she wants to pay by way of purchasing the Lux soap, ma? 2 rupees. Definitely the shopkeeper will take how much amount from her, ma? Hey, 52, ra. He will take 52. Out of that 52, what is the tax, ma? 2 rupees. Okay, now Vodbo going for the shop. What is that amount he wants to pay for purchasing the shop, ma? 52 only. So now 4 years. Child also paying 2 rupees tax. Vodbo 18 years. He is also paying how much amount of tax? 2 rupees. Now senior citizen or very senior citizen also going to the shop. Now he is also paying that how much amount? 2 rupees. That means here in indirect taxes they are not considered the age factor. They are not at all considered the what, ma? Age factor. In direct taxes only we have to consider the age. So can you tell me in indirect taxes age factor considered or not considered, ma? Not considered. Age factor not considered in indirect taxes. So now you can write now. This is a question they are given for how many marks, ma? 7 marks. Maybe if I am saying, sir, this is a past exam question, 7 marks. You definitely you haven't thinking of maybe sir is now saying the question is 7 or 8. Maybe you can think it as a lie. I will show you. If I am showing, definitely you can believe. That's why, okay, give me 1 or 2 minutes time. Now I will show you that question. In the past examination, for how many marks they are asking? 7 marks. What is the differentiation between the direct tax and indirect tax? After that, you can copy. Okay, give me 1 or 2 minutes time. Now I will open. Now you can say answer for this MCQ also. Indirect tax is considered as progressive or regressive? Huh? Indirect tax. What is that, ma? Regressive. Means what, ma? There is no difference between rich and poor. So how many marks MCQ? 2 marks. This is 2 marks MCQ, ma. This is an ICMA given the model question paper December 23. They are given that MCQ for 2 marks. Now, okay. This is the descriptive part. Discuss any 7 differences between the direct tax and indirect taxes. How many marks, ma? 7 marks. So if you listen the class and if you are revising at least 1.5 hours for every day, including all subjects. Suppose 4 subjects we have. 4 subjects, every subject half an hour revision in your home or study hours. That's enough to clear first group in December 25 exams. So, okay, sir, I don't want to write single group, sir. I want to write both groups in June. Yes, you can write, no problem. Are you clear, sir? So now, if the same question paper, if you got in your next attempt, you will get 9 marks within that first 3 classes itself. Are you clear, ma? Now. So please try to copy this first. The differentiations, please try to copy. Differentiation between the direct tax and indirect tax. And in this institution, no faculty will scold you, no faculty will beat you. First thing, you have to interact with the faculty. And if you have any doubts, that group is exclusively created for you only in order to interact with the faculties. If you have any doubt, yes, you can come and you can discuss. Otherwise, they will not know about your doubts also. If you are asking, then definitely they will give reply. Clear ma up to now? Yes, ma'am. Done. Last one also. In which type of taxes is factor can be considered, ma? Direct taxes. In indirect taxes is factor we cannot consider. So now, so I don't want to tell you that what are the chapters we are going to discuss in this session, ma? But straight away I want to start with the first chapter in our direct tax. So, in our total subject, we have an paper 7. How many type of taxes we have? One is an direct tax, another one indirect tax. So I will discuss only which part? Part A. That means 7A only I will discuss. So 7B will discuss by the Huma Sivateja sir. So now first I will complete this part 7A and remaining 7B will be taken by the Sivateja sir. Are you clear? No. So in this direct taxation, first taxation introduction over. Now I will discuss the direct taxation first chapter. It is called as an basic concepts. Basic means nothing but introduction. But we don't want to call it as an introduction. Separate chapter is there and we have some weightage also for the chapter. So that's why we can call it as an what ma? Basic concepts. Please give the heading in a fresh page as an heading. basic concepts. And one more thing, in your public examinations like ICMI will conduct the what my exam in December or June. You have to write in that rule pages. That exam will be conducting in an rule pages answer sheet. That's why please try to maintain that rule notes only always. Okay, I think by way of seeing your notes is I can understood maintaining the rough notes. Okay, by before, okay, before examination you have to refer all the things from these notes only. So that's why please maintain a proper notes. I think classmate notes, I think 50-60 rupees etc. maybe. Please try to purchase 4 notes enough. Every subject 1 notes is enough. And no need to carry any books related to ICMI. We will give that all the books one by one. Don't think about it. Okay. First thing, please try to write it down whatever the notes we are delivered. So at the end of the class, I will give you the total also in a color format. One book also I will give it to you. But if you are not maintain the notes properly, no, I will not give it to you. If you maintain, I will provide. So otherwise, I don't want to give. I don't want to share the soft copy of these notes also to you. If you are stick to that class and if you are preparing very well and if you are impressed at that faculty, no, then I will share. Otherwise, you have to maintain that all the things. What is the heading of the first chapter, ma? Basic concepts. Yes, give the heading in a fresh page. What is the chapter name, ma? Basic concepts. Okay. So in this first point, I want to tell you A. So simply types of taxes. What is that, ma? Types of taxes. Anyone in the class, can you tell me how many types of taxes we have, ma? 2 types. Okay, super, ma. First one, shortcut I want to make, direct tax. Second one, what, ma? Indirect tax. Okay. Can you tell me direct tax meaning, ma? Huh? Tax collected on, yes, ma, tax collected on income earned by a person. Income earned by a person. Okay. Example, I am earning the salary income. On that, if any tax collected, the tax is called as what, ma? Direct tax. Now, sir, if any tax is collected by whom? Ma? Government only. But which government is collecting this direct tax? Central government or state government or local authorities? Now, Income Tax Act 1961 law framed by whom, ma? Central government. That's why who can collect this tax, ma? Central government. Remember, direct taxes, within that we have an what, ma? One tax is an income tax. It is an always collecting by the one government. That government is central government. So you can write the second point, collected by whom, ma? Central government. One example for the direct tax. Can you tell me example for direct tax is what, ma? Income tax. Example for direct tax is what, ma? Income tax. So now we have 2 types of indirect taxes, ra. Can you tell me what are the 2 types of indirect taxes we have? One is an GST, another one is an customs duty. Another one is what, ma? Customs duty. GST means, yes, ma, meaning, can you tell me it is collected on what, ma? Supply of goods and services. Supply means sale. If you are selling any good or if you are selling any service, example, selling of goods means I am selling this remote to you. This is a sale of good. Sale of service means I am delivering the class to you. That is what, ma? Service. So, yes, please let me know. Collected on, yes, ma? Collected on, yes, ma? Collected on supply of goods or services. Goods or services. Now, it is collected by whom, ma? Any idea? both central government and the state government. Yes, this GST will be collected by central government as well as whom? State government. Next, sir, then what is that customs duty? Any idea? Any idea about customs duty? It is collected on what, ma? Collected on export and import. Export and import. Next, collected by whom? Collected by whom? Central government. This is a point you should know. Which type of taxes are collected by which government also. So central government will collect the direct tax, that is an income tax. Central government and state government both will collect the what, ma? GST. And customs duty will collect only by whom, ma? Central government. Shall we write it down, ma? Yes, please write it down as a first point in your basic concept chapter. You have to write it down even though you know also. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Written, yes. B point. What is that, ma'am? Point number B. So first point is over. Second point. Okay, sir. Sir, I want to write the exam. Maybe inter or final direct tax related exam. Sir, only I want to read the Income Tax Act 1961. Will I get the sufficient knowledge? No. So maybe I already told which act we have to refer in this total direct tax, Income Tax Act 1961. What is that? The Income Tax Act 1961. Sir, this act sections learning is enough for scoring or enough for knowing that entire concept? No, ma. So, sir, I will learn the every section, sir, but you will not get the complete clarity about the income tax concept. So, what are the things I need to learn for getting the clarity about the income tax law? So, remember, so now I am introducing the concept sources or components. Sources or components of income tax law. Sir, I want to know about the income tax law completely. What are the sources I need to refer, or what are the components I need to learn? So that is only the next thing, ma. Important for theory question and important for further chapters also. So one thing I know, ma, if I want to know about the income tax law, first I have to refer the which act, ma? Which act, ma? Income Tax Act 1961. It is in one component. Sir, public, in public, government means central government collecting the income tax from the public. Who can collect the income tax, ma? Central government will collect the income tax from the public. How they are collecting, sir? How can I get the knowledge about this, all the things? First you have to know about the what, ma? Income tax law 1961. Sorry, income tax act what, ma? 1961. Okay, sir. Only this learning is enough, huh? No, you have to learn the second thing, second component you have to learn. That second component is income tax rules 1962. What is it, ma? Income tax rules 1962. Remember, act in 1961. In next year they are released that what, ma? Rules. I will give you in detailed explanation related to this, ma. But first I am giving the headings only. First you have to learn the Income Tax Act 1961 in and out. Some provisions in inter level, some provisions in final level. These rules also you have to know. Sir, these two are enough? No, no, no. Why? Example, okay, in your childhood 2000s, okay, with 1 rupee you can purchase many things. I think one matchbox price is in 10 years back 50 paisa or 25 paisa. So if I am giving the 1 rupee, you can buy the how many matchboxes, ma? 2. Now if I am giving the 1 rupee, can you buy the matchbox? No. Matchbox price is 2 rupees per day, 2 rupees as no. So like that. So rupee value increased day by day, but this act introduced in which year, ma? Near 1961. Shall we follow the same law today also? That is not correct. Now every year we have to make the changes to this act because that is drafted nearly, yes sir, 60 years ago. So that's why we have to know the what, ma? Amendments. Amendments means what, ma? Changes. So that's why every year we need to change these laws and rules. Yes sir, for that we need to know about the what, ma? Annual Finance Act. What is that, ma? Annual Finance Act. That is an C point. Do you know, in every year February we have some discussion, budget. Central government, that means parliament. In parliament, ruling party will introduce the budget, etc. That is only this point. Based on the budget only we haven't changes in both the rules as well as what, ma? Act also. Sir, if you learn only this 1961 Income Tax Act, that is an irrelevant, sir. Along with this only you have to learn what are the recent changes we made to this act also we need to know. Don't think about it. First what, ma? Income Tax Act 1961. Second one, ma? Income Tax Rules 1962. Next one, ma? Annual Finance Act. So detailed discussion will be there for each and every word, but now I am writing the headings. So can you tell me, without this, if you learn this, entire income tax is a waste only. What are the changes we made to that act every year? Annual means yearly or monthly, ma? Yearly. Every year February, this is only the work for that entire government. Okay, now next, ma. Sir, these three things are enough. No. Next one, Yes, sir. We are changing anything in these things, ma. We want to issue the circular to the all the public. So this is what, ma, circulars. And if any important thing is there, we want to issue the what, ma, notifications. So circulars and what, ma, notifications. Last one, just tomorrow I will explain, but last one is nothing but what, ma, case laws. What is that, ma? Case laws. So these are all 5 components. If you learn, then only you can understood the what, ma, income tax law. First one is what, ma, Income Tax Act 1961. Second one, Income Tax Rules 1962. Next one, ma, Annual Finance Act. Next one, ma, Circulars Notification. Next one, ma, Case laws. One by one I will explain you in the next session, but this is an 7 marks important question. Sir, what is that concept, ma? Sir, if you want to know about that income tax law in and out, you have to learn how many components, ma? 5 components or 5 sources. If you prepared all these things, then only you will get complete understanding about the income tax law. Clear, ma, up to now? Yes. So now, so just okay, just 2 minutes or 3 minutes, ma. First I want to start the Income Tax Act 1961 points. Tomorrow I will continue with the remaining. Okay, Income Tax Act 1961. Shall we write few points, ma? No. In which year this law is nothing but what, ma, introduced? Nothing but you can say year nothing but 1961. But I want to write it down the few points, ma. It came into force on which date? It came into force on which date? On 1/4/1960. 1 or 2? 2. Year itself, yes, 1961 only, but it is an came into force means it is into existence and it is an applicable from which date, ma? 1/4/1962. Okay. Sir, this act is applicable whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. This Income Tax Act 1961, it extends whole of India. It extends whole of India. Now, sir, how many sections are there in this act, sir? It contains how many sections, ma? Any idea? Guess. It contains, just blind guess. How many sections? 1000, 2000, 3000, etc. MCQ important, ma. It contains how many sections, ma? 298 sections. How many sections, ma? 298 sections. And how many schedules, ma? 14 schedules. Yes, ma, 14 schedules. These are the only things you have to learn. Entire 298 sections, ma. Some sections in inter level we can discuss, some sections in final level. So if you know about this Income Tax Act 1961 along with the all other components, then you will get a complete knowledge about the income tax law. So now 2 important MCQs are covered, ma. It came into force on which date, ma? 1/4/1962. It extends whole of India. It contains 298 sections. How many schedules, ma? 14 schedules. Tomorrow, yes, at the time of yes, sir, coming to this session, tomorrow we will start the discussion relating to what, ma? Second component. What is the second component, ma? Income tax rules. Income tax rules, what is that, ma? 1962 will start. Okay, take a break and please watch the earlier sessions. I think this is an yes class 4, I think, or 3. You can watch the earlier sessions also, then only you can understood. So I think all of you 3 members, please mention the after completion of watching, please mention in that group, yes, watching completed, and please maintain the one rule notebook for the direct taxation. Okay, tomorrow we can make it the same timing, sir. Monday onwards we can change the timings too. Okay, thank you.